And Sam, and here I want to bring in what every single time they start a sentence, I would say you and I, we're used to my religion says A, and if you defy it, the consequences are B. But with what you just described, we're getting into a territory where people are saying, I feel something. My feelings are so strong. And because of that, we are going to say goodbye to common sense, goodbye to critical thinking. Now, if it's in a small, intimate setting, and I remember reading your book on lies and telling the truth, there are some small, innocent lies. If I come around and I say, Sam, do I look good in this dress? And you say, you look fantastic. That might be a lie, but it's an innocent lie. And it's an innocent lie that makes me feel good. And so it's win-win.
Actually, this is where I don't want us to get sidetracked here. But the truth is, I would make an effort to never lie, even under those conditions. I mean, it's not that I would tell you. The challenge there is to find out what is true and useful to say, as opposed to what is merely leading someone to feel good, despite what you may think. Because I mean, it just could be that if you have a choice between dresses and you're actually asking my opinion, which do you prefer? Well, then I would actually tell you. So it's I mean, there's not much turns on that, but I do think we can struggle to be truthful, even where the truth might be awkward, because that rests upon this underlying realization ethically that we're on the same team, right? Like I want you to thrive, right? And I want you to have the information that I would want if I were in your shoes. And so there's kind of an underlying ethic of near total honesty here that I would want to argue for, but that doesn't mean that we constantly have to blurt out everything we're thinking at all times in private. I think there is a different ethic with respect to a private dinner party versus a public conversation like this. I mean, here, if you're going to ask me what I think is true, I feel like I have a moral obligation to really spell it out honestly, regardless of any pain it might cause me or anyone else, because bad ideas really are doing some tremendous harm in our world, and we should criticize them wherever we can. Whereas in private, at a dinner party, I may not choose to fight a particular battle or press a particular point very far, just because there's more of a burden there to just make sure everyone has a good time and remain civil. So there are different occasions, but I really never find myself having to lie. I mean, that's just not something that comes up for me these days.